Walking down these empty streets, echoes of the past I meet. Lost and wandering for so long, searching for where I belong. Sunrise breaking through the night, guiding me back to the light. Every step feels like a prayer, promises hang in the air. Come back home, heal your heart, where the love never parts. Come back home, find your peace. In this place, your pain will cease. Memories of laughter and tears, answers to my deepest fears. In these walls I find my truth, washing away the years. Oh, the road was long and rough, but my spirit's had enough. Here in the sanctuary, healing feels extraordinary. Come back home, heal your heart, where the love never parts. Come back home, find your peace. In this place, your pain will cease.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy, what's today? Tuesday. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Dear Brother Podcast. This is our live show every morning at 6 a.m. Talking to men on their way to work, talking to men on their way to get ready for their day. And I am very, very proud of this show. I'm proud of what we've been able to build. I'm proud of all the people who've been a part of it. I'm really honored by the people who would wake up in the morning with me, drink their coffee with me on their way to work. I'm really honored by that, guys. I also want to say thank you for all the subscribers, man. Again, I'm constantly mind blown by the people who would support my podcast and be on here with me and like and share and subscribe. I really am very, very thankful to the people all over the country and different. And when I look at my analytics, all the people in Canada, the Canadian audience has been growing, and I'm so thankful for all of you. My South African audience has been growing. So thankful for you. But thank you, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me in the morning. I have a quick half-hour show for you today. I am a dad, and I got baby. I got to get to school, and so I got a half-hour show. And let's get right into it. I know some people might come on later on. I know the sweet spot for some people is around 6:15, and that's okay for my longer shows. But I know you guys will be able to catch the after show. So good morning, everybody. I want to talk this morning to you guys about is more important what you become than what you achieve. It's more important what you become than what you achieve. I really want you guys to really embrace that it's going to be more important what you become than what you achieve, right? This world system is all about what you become, what you gain, right? What you obtain. I think my fear for men now is that the chase to obtain is one thing, but the strength to maintain what you obtain is more important. Let me say that again, because I really want you to grab a hold of that. It's one thing to be able to obtain something. It's another thing to be able to maintain something. And I think we have a lot of brothers who have a lot of broken hearts because a lot of you have ambition. You've had ambition. You've chased different things. I'm sure that I got a lot of guys on here who are businessmen, have been businessmen, entrepreneurs. You started something. Some of you guys have started school. You started different degrees. You started different trades. And it feels good to start. It always feels good to start, man. It always feels good to start. You know where our hearts get broken? When we cannot finish the deal, right? And then you look back over your life and say, damn, why didn't I continue that? Right. And so I know that hurt. I know that disappointment of wanting to do something with your life. And then you have the energy or the excitement to start it. but not the strength to carry it through. And a lot of times the reason why we don't have the strength to carry it through or finish out some of our goals is because we're driving more after what we achieve than who we become. Let me jump in the chat and say good morning before I move on to good morning, Jess. Good morning, Xavier. Good morning, my friends. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. Everybody that's on this morning. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Let everybody know, hey, we got a pretty good show going here. And YouTube should show it to other people, all right? And so make sure you jump in there, right? So it's important, guys, that what you become. Now I'm gonna tell y'all a story, right? My dad used to wake up every morning, go get his coffee, go get his newspaper. He had some friends, some old guy friends that would be up. I lived in a section called Mount Airy growing up in Philadelphia, and it was a newspaper stand on an avenue, right? And all the old guys would be up there every morning drinking their coffee and getting their newspaper and stand there. They would talk, they would laugh, they would tell old stories, right? And my dad, even though he had the car, he would walk. It could be freezing cold outside. It could be super hot outside. But every day my dad would walk to this destination, up to the coffee, up to get his coffee, up to get his paper. And then there was one day that my dad was sick. And he was like, son, I need you to go get my coffee and go get my paper. So I'm like, all right, Dad. So I run out the house. I jump in my car. I drive straight to the avenue. I get the coffee just like he likes it. Decaf, like I'm an old man like him. I'm drinking decaf now, right? And decaf coffee, a little bit of cream and a sweet and low, right? And so I go get that. I know just what my dad likes. And then I go get his daily news, right? I jump back in the car, I drive back to the house, and I come in the house, and I'm like, oh, here, Dad, here's your coffee, here's your paper. And my dad looked at me with this strange face, like, and I'm like, Dad, what's wrong, bro? Like, you asked me to go get your coffee, you asked me to go get your paper, here's your coffee, bro, here's your paper. Like, what's wrong? He said, Christian, did you check on Miss North, our Jewish neighbor? You know, she's sick, and you know, she's there by herself. Did you check on her? I was like, no, Dad, I was going to get the coffee and going to get the paper. He was like, did you check on one of the guys who used to sing on a group called the Stylistics, lived on the block too. He said, you know, they just came back. His wife just told me he was really sick, man. Did you ask her about him? I was like, no, Dad, I was going to get the coffee and the paper. And he was like, see, son, that's the difference. See, Dad's always got a lesson. That's why I always loved my dad. He says, see, son, you got the coffee and the paper, but what about all the other stuff on the way to getting the coffee and the paper? And I never forgot that. In fact, in my book, I wrote about that. I wrote about that in one of my books because that changed my perspective. That I was so in a rush in my mind as a young man. I was so in a rush to get the coffee and the paper that I missed all the things in between. And I want to say this to some of you guys. In your rush to get your coffee, in your rush to get your paper, in your rush to get your money, in your rush to get your degree, in your rush to launch your business, in your rush to get married, in your rush to have children, whatever you're rushing to do, are you more interested in obtaining something, or are you interested in having the strength to maintain what you obtain? Why are you saying this, Christian? Because as men, I don't want us to keep on going on the up and down roller coaster of disappointment because we are more interested in what we get than what we become. I want you to feel that, brother. It will always be more important what kind of man you become than what you achieve in this life. Because what does it matter if you achieve something and then lose your mind with it in your hand? What good is it? What good is it to have a family that you've always wanted? You rush into the destination of a family, but you're not becoming a father. You're not becoming a husband. You understand? And then when you get there, it's like, oh, thank God I got everything I wanted. But then you lose what you had because you weren't ready. See, it's about, brothers, it's about your readiness. It's not just about the thing that you have in your hand. I thought this before. I have 4 children. And I've done a lot of work in the world. I've done a lot of things and for a lot of people. I've helped a lot of people. And one day I thought, I said, what will it matter if at my funeral, my children stand over my dead body, and all the people that I helped in the world know me more than the children that came from me. What good is it if everybody applauds or more people can come to my kids and say, your dad was a good dude, your dad was a good dude, your dad helped me with this. Imagine everybody else telling your children how good you were to them, and your children don't remember the time you spent with them. Imagine everybody saying, oh, how smart he was and how wise he was, and your wife never heard your wisdom because all you had for her was frustration. See, because it's more about what you become, brother, than what you achieve. Look at Hollywood. Did it matter what those men achieved? Right? Did it right now, does it matter what Diddy achieved? Does it matter? No, it does not matter. Because on his road, see, you can't knock the road to success. But the problem with the road to success is, what are you becoming on your way there? And what good is it if you do make it to the top, but you got the blood of your children and your family and your wife at the bottom of your feet because you were willing to step on friends and family to get where you go? So you got to understand, I'd rather have less and be a man than be less than a man and have a whole lot of things. Because gifts in the hand of a child is dangerous. Should you be blessed, brother? Yes. Do I want you to be blessed? Yes, brother. But I don't want you to lose you in what you're pursuing. I don't want you to lose you in what you're pursuing. You matter too much to lose you in what you're pursuing. So what if you got a pocket full of money? So what if you got stocks going through the roof? If you are stuck in depression, if you still don't know how to communicate, if you still don't know how to have a proper conversation with the people you love, if you don't know how to express yourself, what good is it to gain the whole world but lose your mind, your will, and your emotions? What good is it? It's no good. So it's more important what you become than what you achieve. So what should I be doing then, Christian? I should be focusing on character, not just what I get. Right? Allen Iverson went through $150 million. Right? Is it a knock to him? No. When you give a young man that hasn't developed himself $150 million, all he will do is purchase the foolish things that he has yet to move out of his life. You get what I'm saying? Mike Tyson went through $300 million because, again, no one told him, Mike, is going to be more important than what you become than what you achieve. Right? If you study Mike right now, Mike don't care about no money. Mike cares about peace and not feeling less of himself. Mike got his family. He lost a child. Right? Right now, all the achievements in the world can't replace the peace that the man got. But look how long he had to wait to get peace. Look how long he had to wait to get the life he has now. What I'm saying is, we shouldn't have to go in our 60s and 70s to have peace. We shouldn't be laying on our deathbed and the doctor saying, let me make him comfortable. I'm not going to wait till I get old and about to die to be made comfortable. What I'm going to do is focus on who I am, my character, not just what I achieve, right? Because this is the thing. The journey of your life is what shapes you. It's what shapes you. And it teaches you who you really are. A lot of times you think you know who you are and you really don't know who you are. What happens is time changes it. Time shapes you. Time molds you for a certain point, a certain season. Now, I don't know if I should bring up this point, but I'm going to bring it up. It's about politics, but this is not a political podcast. But I want to make this point to you. Again, this is not about, good morning, baby. Mwah. This podcast is not political. But I'm not making a political point here. But I read Joe Biden's book. And do you know this man lost the presidency, I think 4 or 5 times, or dropped out, or things didn't work out right 4 or 5 times. It was a certain season in his life, a certain season in the country where it was his time. I want you, come on with me. Come on. Because I got 15 minutes. It's a certain season where it was his time. But what prepped him for that time? It was all the losses he took, right? In 2020, when the world was sick and everything was going crazy, and what happened was that old man who had been through the journey of politics. Again, this is not about Democrat, Republican. I'm talking the story right now. The story of a man who took constant losses. It didn't make him a loser. It was preparing him for his moment. See, every man got a moment. And you can't be so focused on your moment that you miss what you're becoming or not becoming on your way to the moment. Because what you don't want as a man is to meet your moment and be unprepared because you were more prepared for the moment and you weren't paying attention to what you were becoming on the way to the moment. Right? So you got to be shaped. You got to be shaped. There's still some things about you that won't be able to hold on to who you are. There's some things that you still got to work on, right? So that you don't embarrass yourself at the top. You know how many men have jumped to the top and haven't prepared themselves to be there? Right? I'm telling you, the air is thin at the top, baby. The air is thin at the top, man. You hear what I'm saying? The air is thin. Hard to breathe up there. You better make sure you got what it takes not only to get there, but to stay there. Let me jump in the chat. Let me see. Good morning, Ron McGee. It's the walk that matters. Yes, sir. It's absolutely the walk that matters, Ron. Absolutely. It's the walk. It's how you develop yourself on the way there. It's not about being the champ. It's about preparing to be the champ. You hear me? Okay. Good morning, Yolanda. Good morning, my sister. All right. It's more important than what you become. Yes, than what you achieve. Absolutely. Right? So we got to focus on character, number one. Right? Number two, growth over goals. Oh, we lost our focus. All right. Growth over goals. Number two, if you're going to be more focused on what you become than what you achieve, then you got to focus on growth over goals. You got to focus on growth over goals. You know how many podcasts, y'all, I see. Now, I haven't been on. I didn't know that I was doing so good on my podcast, right? I didn't know I was doing well. So I did some research. I didn't know my channel was growing super fast, faster than most channels my age. I just started. When I say my age, I mean the age of my channel, not my age, but the age of my channel. I'm a very young channel, and I think I'm maybe 300 away from 1,000 subscribers. Most people can be on here for years and never have 1,000 subscribers, right? But this is the thing. When you start looking around, you start asking yourself, well, what's going on? Why am I not this? Why am I not that? You know how many channels I see that are trash channels? I mean, trash. They got 100,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers, 300,000 subscribers, and it's no content. It's not good. It's not growing anybody, right? Now I can sit back and say, damn, man, why can't I grow like that? But you know what I'm finding out is more important? Growth over goals. My goal on here is not to hit 100. I don't have a goal on here but to feed people. That's just my heart. But if my goal was to get 100,000, 200,000, I want to have a quality channel. I want to have a channel that grows lives, not a channel that's full of subscribers, but I'm giving them nothing. See, what the Lord told me years ago was feed my sheep wherever they are. Feed my sheep, all of my people, feed them. I'm more interested when people come on here at 6 a.m. I'm more interested in you growing. I'm more interested in you driving to work, wiping your tears, saying, man, that's true. I'm becoming a better man. I'd rather have an impactful channel than a big channel. You understand? Because listen, growing and swelling aren't the same thing. Listen to me. This is not one of my points, but this is coming out by my heart. Swelling and growing aren't the same thing. If let me see who's in the chat so I could pick somebody. Let me see. If Ron McGee right now comes to my studio and punches me in the side of my eye will swell. It will get big. Does that mean it's growth? No, that's swelling. See, you want a life, my friends. You want a life that's real growth, not a swelling. Swelling means I have an injury. And just because it gets big doesn't mean it's healthy. You understand what I'm saying? You don't want something to just get big. You want something to grow. You want it to be healthy. So growth over goals every single time. All right. Number 3, make sure you pay attention to your internal transitioning. because we pay a lot of attention to external transition, right? Do I look the part? Do I have the right suit at the right moment? Is my tie perfect, right? We pay attention to all the things that attract other people. But are you transitioning inward? See, you can have the look of transition. The look of transition means you drive a certain car, your suits are tailored now, everything fits like it never fit before. See, there's a lot of things that success and money can bring. But the thing that success and money can never bring is transition in character. You can't buy that. You can't buy that. You must choose it. You cannot buy integrity. You cannot buy character. You can buy the look. You can look like Saul, but not have the heart of David. Oh, come on, y'all. You can look like Saul, but not have the heart of David. What does that mean, Christian? That means that in the scriptures, when Israel wanted a king, they were looking for a king and they wanted someone who looked kingly. In fact, they described Saul as he was head and shoulders above everybody else, right? They were looking for the look of a king, not the heart of a king. So they got a man that looked like he had it together, but his heart wasn't toward them at all. And then you got this little dusty boy with sheep poop all over his legs, a shepherd in his dad's backyard. No one would look at him as king. The difference is what David was becoming in that backyard was preparing him for kingship. Saul was never prepared to be it, so he had the look, but not the heart. See, you don't want to be the kind of man that has the look, but not the heart. Your heart has to be processed into that. You understand? That's why on here, I need to tell people to like and subscribe and share. That's one of the biggest things on YouTube. That's what the YouTube gods want you to do. Make people come to your page. Make sure they like, make sure because the bigger my channel goes, the bigger it worships the God of YouTube. You understand? See, the reason you don't see me do it all the time, and I should, but the reason you don't see me do it all the time, because I'm here, I'm a processed man. I'm more here for who I can feed than just growing a channel. See, and I want you to take the same mindset into your life. You don't want to look the part and not be the part. You don't want that. So pay attention to internal transition as your life transitions around you. You want to make sure your insides transition as well as your outside. You understand what I'm saying? So because true fulfillment comes from what you become, not what you obtain. What are you becoming, bro? That's the question. Now you see, what is that money making you become? What is the status making you become? What are you? See, and that's why we respect it. Back in the day, you have an old head that sat on the block. He ain't have much money, but he sat in the same chair on the same block looking around. And that's Mr. Jackson. Everybody loved Mr. Jackson. Anybody in the neighborhood needs something, that's Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson didn't have a Bentley. Mr. Jackson's house was just like everybody else, but Mr. Jackson was present. He was who he was. You understand? Now I'm making up Mr. Jackson, but we all know the old head who didn't have much, but he meant so much. Now, I know somebody on the internet would come on here and say, oh, man, he must be broke. That's why he's saying it's okay to be broke. Well, that's a small-minded listener, brother. I'm not talking about being broke. I'm talking about being a well-put-together person inside, because you can have riches on the outside and be broken on the inside. You understand? And when you do obtain something, you don't want it to slip through your fingers. Hear me, brothers. Don't let the thing you want be in your hand and slip through your fingers because you weren't prepared for it. Don't finally get the woman you wanted and deserved and needed. Don't let her slip through your fingers. She was in your hand. Excuse me. There's a lot of great opportunities and people and chances and relationships, brothers, that was in your hand. And you let it slip through your fingers because you wanted it together in your mind. I'm almost done. Let me look at the chat. You like that, Ron? Great note, Yolanda. We can have the look of Saul, but not the heart of David. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. We can. Right? Number 4. Legacy comes through personal development. You build legacy through personal development. You build legacy through personal development. Legacy through personal development. That I'm not saying it because I don't know where to go. I'm telling you because you need to have this in your heart, brothers. Legacy Legacy comes through personal development. What your legacy will be is not how much money you left. What your legacy will be is how many lives you changed. You know what I said? This is what I determined when I die. You know, I'm not scared to think about death. It's part of life. In fact, it's a beautiful part of life. When I die, I want everybody at my funeral to be able to say, he was everybody's friend, man. He was everybody's best friend. When you were with him, he was the most important thing to you. You understand? That's what I want people to say. Not what he had, not what he built, not what he did. All that stuff won't matter because it don't matter to me. I've purchased properties. We bought over $250,000 worth of property, paid it off in 6 years, never been in debt as a leader. There's a lot of things I can brag on, but I know living this life, none of that matters, man. Nobody's going to care what you obtained. Nobody's going to care. People are going to remember how you treated them, how you made people feel. That's what people are going to remember. That's what your children are going to remember. That's what your wife is going to remember. That's what that's what they're going to remember. Who were you? Not what you had. And that's why you can't spend your life worried about what you have and not who you are. You have to be determinate. You have to determine in your mind, I'm going to focus on who I am more than what I have so I can keep what I have when I finally have it. Let me see. Last thing. Number 5. What time is it? Oh, I got 4 minutes. Lasting change comes from within. Right? So in my closing, focus on the who, not the what. Focus on the who, not the what. If you need some advice, throw it in the chat right now before I go. You know, I'm not going to have time for dear brother the advice today, but I'll take one question. I'll take a question or something if you want to throw it in before I go. All right? All right. But understand this. It's not about who. It's about what. See, because you want to make sure that what you do last. You hear me, brothers? You want to make sure that what you do last. The way to make sure what you do last is to make sure that who you are. I'm a lasting man, right? I'm a determined man, right? That's what you got to decide on. I'm an efficient man. See, all the other stuff will come. Seek ye first. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all these things. See, you can't be sweating these things because these things run around. The stock market goes up and down. A woman to come, a woman to go, right? Her love will come, her love will go. She'll love you today, hate you tomorrow. You can't chase fickle things, my brothers. You got to stand on a solid rock. You got to stand on your feet. You got to say, this is who I am. And I'm not going to let the things that come and go change who I am. So focus on who, not what, because all of us are going to achieve something, but all of us are not going to keep what we achieve. Let me see. I got 2 minutes. Legacy come. Okay. My man Asa Hall, thanks for breaking it down. Thanks for breaking down, man. You can have the look of Saul, but not have the heart of David. Yes. Yes. All well put together, but all broken up inside. That's what I think about the high value man. All put together outside, has nothing in his heart. That's why I try to tell the sisters they got to redefine what a high value man is. That's one of the worst terms that ever came out because it's been it's been defined so badly. The high value man. The high value man is the man who's high value here. See, when you're high value here, you attract the things. You chase the things and never become anything, you're losing, bro. You're losing. Let me see. Ron McGee. People might not remember what you say or do, but they'll always remember how you made. Absolutely. That's the thing. And as you depart this earth, if you have children, if in your future, you want people to remember how you made them feel. They're not going to remember the $5 you gave them. They're not going to remember the $1 million you dropped on them. They're going to remember how you treated them, how you loved them. Did you give them direction with the $1 million, or did you just throw it at them to get him out your face? See, that's why it's always going to be about more who you are than what you have. So have what you have, but be who you are, bro. Be who you are. Be who you are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out of here today. But remember, you matter. You matter, guys. You matter. You matter to me. Make sure you matter to you. And make sure that you don't invest your time in people that you don't matter to. Why? Because yesterday is history. Say it with me. And tomorrow is a mystery. All you got is right now, my man. What you gonna do with it? No fear, no shame, no compromise. I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow morning.